Let me tell you the secret to becoming a lash millionaire. Watch this.
New mascara volume million lashes from Loreal. A millionizing brush, a multitude of bristles for a multitude of lashes. An excess wiper to remove any excess mascara. Result? Each lash is 3 times thicker without any clumps. Lashes look multiplied as if you had millions. New volume million lashes from Loreal.
Become a lash millionaire, almost. Because you're worth it.
And yes, we absolutely and indeed are worth it. Now, the relationship between a mom and a daughter is a very, very special one. I remember the very first time that I was introduced to makeup. It wasn't in books or magazines or movies. It was watching my mom do hers in the mirror, and of course, I wanted to emulate that and be just like her. Now, today we're discussing that very special relationship between mom and daughter. And here to do that, we have our clinical psychologist, Dr. Bruce Bradfield. We also have our Loreal makeup artist, Sylvie Harford, as well as our mom and daughter, Tamsin and Melinda, here today. But before we get to those guests, let's first chat to the doctor that's in the house. Dr. Bruce, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Wonderful. Now, Bruce, this relationship between mother, daughter and makeup, it is a beautiful one. Tell us more about it.
Well, I think it is. It's a very important and quite a central aspect of a relationship between mother and daughter. And it's one of the ways in which a daughter can learn about standards of femininity. She can learn about how to enhance her own beauty. Yeah. But there's also the extent to which it's a playground for negotiating the movement from dependence to independence, where a daughter begins to assert her own creativity, her own personal style, her own womanhood, and that a mother's role in that process really is to channel and to facilitate.
And to guide.
And to guide, and to say no when too much is too much. And to say no when it's a matter of you can't go to school wearing that makeup. So there's an aspect of control there that is quite important to consider.
That is quite interesting. I remember my very first time when my mom actually had to say, was my cheeks were so red, I didn't understand how much is too much. And she said, makes you look a little tartish, you know, so you need to just, you know, pat those down a little bit. But Sylvie, over to you. You, of course, are a Loreal makeup artist. What tips can you provide our mom and daughter this morning?
Well, I think it's quite interesting. We were just chatting earlier. Melinda said she doesn't generally use foundation, and she's quite aware of the fact that as we do get older, that in fact using more foundation is not a great idea. But one should always still use it because it provides the canvas to the rest of the makeup. It's pointless putting on a beautiful lip or a beautiful eye if there's unevenness in the skin tone. And I love the freshness of her look.
She's beautiful.
She looks absolutely beautiful. So to bring the focus of the attention onto the lip, and also just to stay away from anything too sparkly, because that tends to draw attention to areas that we're not that thrilled with.
Absolutely.
And as far as Tamsin goes, it's lovely. They've done a lovely little sparkle on the top of her eyes, which is very pretty and it's very feminine and it's appropriately youthful for her. What's lovely is that she's also, you know, we've also gone in with a little bit of gloss over here, which is also, it's very pretty. It highlights exactly the same points in the face as her mum has, but just with a different execution. And in fact, what better role model for her than Melinda, you know, because I think, in fact, it's less about mothers and more about Gaga these days. You know, I'm actually quite pleased to see this.
And what I particularly love about this is accepting each other's age. Mom's not trying to be daughter and daughter's not trying to be mom.
Absolutely.
You are absolutely beautiful in your own skin and you're highlighting everything, you know, that you have, and that's really, really beautiful. Now, Melinda and Tamsin, what tips have you guys kind of picked up from each other through the years?
Well, I remember my mom always used to say, less is more.
Never
go over.
Wow, and you, Melinda?
And as we get older, we don't use as much makeup.
We
shouldn't use that lot.
And to use the right makeup. I think the idea is use more of the right kind of thing as opposed to less of the wrong kind of thing. To keep it soft.
I love just watching you guys. There's such a peacefulness, such a love from the two of you, and that's what's so beautiful between mom and daughter relationships.
Hey, it's our moments, eh?
I know, as we all do. There's nothing like that. But I must say, a mother and daughter relationship is so special. Thank you so much, Melinda and Tamsin, for being with us. Thank you, Sylvie, for being with us, and Dr. Bruce. Always a pleasure having you with us as well. It's time to go over to Katlego and Grant, and they're doing our Yellow Buzz this morning.
Stay with Expresso and SABC3.